Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I've got new surroundings today.
You look a little different today.
That's because today's video is a VR for Jason, Mr. Fisher Bike. He asked us to name 5 to 10 of our favorite vintage cards, and so that's what I'll be doing.
Of course, not everybody follows the rules, huh?
Today was my one day a week that I have to go into the office, and I thought, you know, this is perfect to take a little footage from my car for the guy who seems to do that with about every other video. So thanks, Jason, and stick around. Hello, friends. I am John, and I am the 380s kid. So here I am back in the friendly confines of my normal space.
Home sweet home.
And I have got my cards ready to go. One thing I do want to note is my list of my 10 favorite cards is kind of a mix of, you know, cards I like because just they're absolutely gorgeous, with a little bit of, you know, emotionally, I can't believe I own a card of this guy kind of mixed in. You know, they're good-looking cards as well, but, I mean, that obviously plays a huge part of the emotional aspect of what makes them my favorite cards.
Yes, whatever works for you.
So, without any more delay, let's get started.
Finally.
I've got some honorable mentions first, and these guys all come from the 1971 Topps set.
Look at that, Melvin. Is that a great set?
But, here, let me get ready to show these first. So, you know, these are worthy of the glove treatment, I'd say, all around. So,
What the hell is he doing?
up first, 71 Topps, John Mangini, autograph card.
Is an exceptional card.
Classic here. Another honorable mention, dual auto.
Beautiful card.
Hall of Famers here, just like Mr. Mangini. Recent class, Lou Rock with Bob, the real star of the show. And lastly, in my honorable mentions, is a card that is extra special because not only is it of this particular person, but the card itself was actually made by Mr. Fisher Bike and gifted to Dylan, Double D Vintage.
Yo, what up, guys? Welcome back to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. My name is Dylan.
Double shaka. Well, single shaka, but you get the idea.
Whatever, bro.
Alright, so now on to my real list of cards here.
Number 10.
Number 10, I have got 1955 Topps Hal Newhouse. This guy was the absolute stud of the 40s. Did not get drafted into the war and was the most dominant pitcher, especially in a 3-year span from, I believe, 44 to 46, with 2 MVP awards and another one near miss. So
He did it. He's okay.
I like this one because it's really gotten me to have a love of these yellow of the 1955 Topps, so much so that big gaping hole at this point in my Hall of Fame collecting would be Jackie Robinson. Originally, I thought I was going to go with the 56 card to pair with my 56 Pee Wee Reese back here, but I've ultimately decided that yellow is so appealing, I want the 55 Jackie as my completion of his card in my Hall of Famer run.
They're both gorgeous.
Up next,
Number 9, huh?
Number 9. Now, this one is not exactly a high value card, but there we go with Richard Kaufman.
Oh, this is artwork. This is goddamn artwork.
Well,
I love the coloring of this card. You know, this one's ultimately just a 33 Gaudy Common, which, if you're wondering, how much does a nice condition 33 Gaudy Common cost?
It's priceless.
I got this one for about $30, and I see recent transactions, it's still transacting right around that amount, and then I actually paid myself to get it graded in this grade, so.
great.
Number 8 is a set that I love, my favorite set of the 1970s. That is 1972 Topps, and this particular subject of this card is one of special meaning to me, and that's the 1972 Gary Nolan.
I wouldn't be here without him.
If you've seen my previous video on this one, you'll know why, and it turns out that Gary Nolan is the one major leaguer who my father actually faced and had to hit against and did not fare very well. when he was in high school and American Legion Baseball, as they both grew up in the Northern California Central Valley.
Number 7.
7?
Yeah.
That's my lucky number.
Number 7, I have got one that's in here. I love the player, obviously, but the beauty of this card is what throws it for me, and that is this 1933 Gaudi Carl Hubble. I just love that golden sky behind him.
It's beautiful.
I love all his cards where he's got that high leg kick going. It's just such a classic looking pose, so I knew I had to get one of his that showed that off. And this one is a great bargain, being min size. I will take min size cards all day long. You know, it was in the pack that way, so it's not like somebody cut it to make it small. It's just a little bit smaller below their grading specifications. So,
number 6, sir.
This is a card that also ties to a YouTuber, as I purchased this one off of the eBay store in an auction from Mr. Dillon, Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. But it is the two greatest players, I believe, from the greatest decade of baseball, which to me is integration was fully processed with the Red Sox being the last team in '59 to add a African-American player. And then we also had the influx of all the Latin American players, making to me the 60s the era of the highest level of competition of baseball and baseball players.
Nadie me va a convencer de no hacerlo.
And this card here, 64 Topps, Willie Mays and Hank Aaron. And bargain for this card with it graded at 2, and I just think it's gorgeous too. I mean, it presents so nicely. I love this card. I love the pictures where they're actually together on the card, where it was a photograph of players together. Not a fan of the league leaders where it's just segmented individual pictures.
Why would anyone want that?
But love the combo cards of actual photos of players together. So.
Number 5.
And to number 5, and with this one, this is one of the first cards I wanted to buy when I started into vintage cards. I knew about it. It's relatively iconic, famous card, and I just thought this is the biggest badass card of vintage, and that's none other than 57 Topps Ted Klaszowski.
The gun show?
I mean, the shoulderless or sleeveless look where he's not wearing his undershirt is just so classic on a card. And honestly, the angle of how he's got the bat makes it almost look like he is just massive and the bat is tiny. Just the optical illusion of the angle of that bat just makes him seem larger than life. I mean, we got Paul Bunyan on a baseball card here. So
Paul Bunyan can suck it!
So, classic card that I think everybody in vintage should own.
Number 4.
This one is fitting into the category of I can't believe I own a card of this guy. And this one is, right along the lines of what Lou Rock says all the time. OC cards need love too. As its grade is driven into the ground by the fact that it is pretty much a miscut. And that's this 1956 Topps
Ted Williams, batted .406, 1941.
So sharp and crisp and vibrant with the colors. I just love looking at this card, and will take something like this all day so that I can get an awesome looking bargain.
Now, why would I ever consider paying more than that?
My third card,
number 3,
is one that, this is the card that when I saw it, I knew I had to have it.
It will be mine. Oh, yes. It will be mine.
And it fully enlivened and sparked my interest in a new vintage set. And that is the 53 Bowman Color Roy Campanella. I had actually previously purchased a 57 Campanella Raw that I was planning to get graded.
But it paled by comparison.
And then I saw this one, and I was like, nope, never mind. I need this card. And from there, as you can see behind me, collecting more 53 Bowmans kind of took off from here. Just a beautiful set of awesome photography that was so ahead of its time. I mean, Topps did not match the level of photography on this set, I feel like, for a few decades later. So,
Number 2.
My number 2 card is a recent pickup, my previous video, the Walter Johnson. A case double duty here of I can't believe I own a card of this player. Combined with, I think it's just gorgeous. I love the pink sky.
I like pink!
This is bigger than your love of pink!
I love everything about this card. I mean, I could be biased now, but I do think I actually like it better than the T206 cards of him that I talked about in my previous video. Just a gorgeous card that is much more affordable when you avoid cards that are in iconic sets. So,
number one.
And my number one card I have talked about for the longest time. It's a guy who was very overshadowed by his own teammate, but I have always felt like this is a perfect baseball card. The design of the set is just so awesome, and the fact that they incorporated a full front-facing, hat-wearing fielding pose with a front-facing, hat-wearing batting stance, it just feels like it's got perfect balance to the card. He's got everything you would want, and this thing is really pretty dang cheap to own.
Show us.
And that is the 1960 Topps Eddie Matthews. To me, a perfect vintage baseball card in every way. So
It's a masterpiece.
So thanks, Jason, for putting this out there in the community. You did it kind of spur of the moment off the top of your head, but it works. So thanks, Jason, and thanks everybody for watching. I will see you next time.
See you next time.